And also stories outside the continent, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced the seizure of a large oil tanker off the Venezuelan coast. The vessel, identified as the oil tanker Skipper, was taken by U.S. forces in the Caribbean Sea. Officials say the tanker had been transporting oil subject to long-standing U.S. sanctions and was part of an illicit shipping network. The Venezuelan government strongly condemned the move, describing it as theft and international piracy. Officials in Caracas insist the seizure violates Venezuela's sovereignty and have vowed to take their complaint to international bodies. For more on this, I'm joined by a senior international correspondent and anchor, Afua Hagan. Afua, what more can you tell us about this tanker seizure?
Well, that's right. U.S. President Donald Trump actually announced the seizure of this tanker, this Venezuelan tanker, during a meeting of business leaders at the White House, telling reporters, "We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large, largest one ever seized, actually." Now, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, also shared a video of the operation of the seizure of that tanker, revealing that the FBI, the Department for Homeland Security, the U.S. Coast Guard and the Department for Defense were all involved. Now, she said U.S. forces executed a seizure warrant for a crude oil tanker used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela to Iran. Now, Venezuela's government has said that the seizure constitutes a blatant theft and an act of international piracy.
Has the U.S. given any clear explanation for what this vessel was actually targeted at?
Well, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, she has said that the vessel was seized because it had been sanctioned by the US for many years due to its involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. She didn't name the vessel. She didn't tell us anything about the flag it sails under or exactly where it was seized. And without giving any more information, President Trump was given that common business that I talked about. He also said that other things are happening. He also said the tanker was seized for a very good reason. When he was asked what would happen to the oil on board the ship, he said, "Well, we keep it, I suppose." So some kind of inference that other things are happening, perhaps on the ground in Venezuela. We actually don't know. We haven't been given that background. But the reason for the seizure has been given that it's thought that this tanker had been sanctioned for many years and was part of a legal operation providing oil to Iran from Venezuela.
So before we let you go, Afua, is this likely to escalate tensions between Washington and Caracas?
Oh, absolutely. Tensions have been high between the two capitals for a while now. The seizure of this oil tanker is unusual, however, and it definitely marks the latest push by Washington to put Trump on Venezuela's, it's the latest operation by Trump to put pressure on Venezuela's government. The US has built up a large military presence in the region over recent weeks, and of course has been launching those strikes against boats in the area as well, saying that those boats are often owned by drug smugglers. In this case, it was an oil tanker that had been sanctioned. But yes, this definitely raises tensions and has a lot of people asking, what will the US do next in its efforts to quell what Venezuela is doing?
Afua Hagan, thank you so much for the update on that.